So pretty much in this video, I'm just gonna be breaking down exactly how to run ads for DTC brand, ecom brands, clothing brands, the actual guide that you will need to actually know how to run ads for these clients, how to get them results, and to actually make money when you do run their ads instead of, making less and not profiting. So let's dive right into it, and I will be breaking everything down from A to Z. Okay, so pretty much this is what the ads manager is gonna look like. These were all past campaigns, right? So so pretty much this is what the ads manager is gonna look like. These were all past campaigns, and I will be showing you how to actually set up the ads. So pretty much awareness is just mainly for bigger brands. So it's kind of like traffic, but it's kind of in a way a campaign that will just let people know more about your brand. Traffic ads, you use these for, building the SMS, getting landing page views, Instagram profile visits, which will help you get new followers as a brand. And then engagement is just to help you get like more likes, more views, and interactions on a post. Lead ads, these are good for like service-based businesses as well. So like roofers, contractors, things of that nature, right? You can also use this to like run SMS ads for ecom as well. So you can use that. App promotion obviously sounds pretty self-explanatory. And then sales, that's actually where the money comes in. Okay, so let's click continue. And then right here, this is what we're gonna see. Because I'm in Canada, it's gonna show Canadian, but the campaign name. So you would probably just type in something like, okay, code conversions ABO test, right? And then I recommend using ad set budget. Campaign budget is cool, but I recommend using ad set budget just because everything's controlled by the ad set instead of the campaign. So if you need a like horizontal scale and actually, increase budget and have more ad sets with other creatives, you can do that. But that's all kind of like complicated for right now. So I will be explaining that later on in another video. So go ahead and turn off share some of your budget, other ad sets, and then right here, this is where the ad set is. So pretty much it's gonna tell you like where do you want to send the traffic to, like where are you trying to get sales from, what exactly like are you trying to like achieve pretty much, right? So obviously we're gonna send it directly to the website. If you have like a shop, like an Instagram shop, you could do that too. So it's like website and pretty sure pretty sure it might be like website and in store if I'm not mistaken. But for the most of it, we're pretty much just gonna go with like website. So maximize number of conversions always. Maximize value of conversions just like if you want to get higher sales, but I wouldn't recommend that for right now. So that's what we're gonna choose. And then your pixel. Pixel is pretty much like what's gonna actually track all of the data that you're getting from Meta to your website, right? So pretty much that's just in business settings. One second. Yeah. So pretty much, bro, I literally just verified it and they're asking me for another verification, bro. Like, come on, bro. Okay, nah, okay, bet. So, like, pretty much right here, this is exactly like where you're gonna see your business portfolio. So it shows the people that are on the actual account itself, right? that's how like you get added into your client's portfolio to actually run the ads. You have your pages here, right? So Facebook pages, you're obviously gonna need this when running ads. You have the ad account. This is where you're gonna create the ads, like the ad accounts to actually run the ads. Sorry, and then Instagram account. The Instagram account, you're just gonna like connect your IG here so you can use it when running ads. And then right here, the data sources. So this is exactly where you're gonna have all the pixels, right? So this is where you can create one and actually track all of your conversions, right? So I would just type in something like my brand name 24 project pixel, right? Create, and then boom, just it will automatically say the data set is created, but you're gonna need to actually set this up in Shopify, right? So I'm gonna click out of that for now, but this is the main thing that you will need to actually track conversions when running ads. So let's go back to the ads manager. So right now we have ad payment info, add to cart, all of these other things. You're only gonna be optimizing directly for purchase because you want sales. That's the main thing you want, right? Budget, I recommend that you do anywhere from $50 a day upwards, just because at the end of the day, Facebook is a bidding system. So if someone is spending, like, let's say 3, 4 times your budget, Meta's gonna like put you a little bit to the side. Like, you will still get results, but like, they're not gonna prioritize you as much as someone who's spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on ads a day, right? So I want to go ahead and just put like $50 a day. It's a basic you can start at. If you want faster results, you can start at $100 per day so you can actually know what is actually getting the best results in 3 days. Because that's how long the Facebook algorithm usually takes to learn which ads are performing and which ones aren't. So $50 a day. We're mainly gonna target the United States just because they have the highest buying power. So target the US. And then usually I leave all of this on. So do not click further to limit reach of your ads because that will pretty much just let you choose the age manually and everything. But right now with Andromeda, you don't really need to do that anymore because Facebook already knows so much about people who are actually willing to buy your product. And in this, with Advantage Plus Audience, it'll test ages, genders, interests. So like it'll automatically go in and test streetwear for you. It'll go in and test you know, like clothing brand, all of that stuff in one audience, right? So you won't have to do anything at all. Usually Advantage Plus placements is cool too, right? I usually leave this on, but you can set it directly to Instagram only if you want to run it for a clothing brand. But I only do recommend, or what I usually do, I recommend just leaving it all on Advantage Plus because Meta already knows which platform is gonna drive most of your sales. So there's no point of really like going in and touching it. And right here, this is where the ads are gonna be controlled, right? So this is where you're gonna upload your ads. You're gonna send it directly to the website, and then this is where you're gonna have your ad creatives. So the ad creative is pretty much like the images and the videos that you're gonna use as ads. And then tracking, since I haven't ran this brand in a while, it's gonna tell me it's inactive. But yeah, when you do connect your pixel, it's gonna show green. So right now, what you wanna go and do, you wanna make sure to add at least 10 ads. You wanna make sure to at least have 10 ads running in the ad set, just because right now with Andromeda, it matters more on creative volume. So creative volume, having a whole bunch of different creatives that Meta could just go in and test for you automatically, and it won't affect your budget or anything at all. I'm gonna choose my brand, right? It's gonna kind of be hectic doing it for you know, every single ad. Okay, so pretty much right then and there. So we're gonna have the first ad that we do set up. So right now we're gonna turn off multi-advertiser ads off because you don't want Facebook to pretty much be showing your ads beside other people. So pretty much like when you're scrolling on Instagram and you see like those ads like in a slideshow, like a whole bunch of different competitors and stuff. You don't want yourself to be in that position just because you want your ad to be like on its own. Comparing, let's say you have a big billboard on on the side of the street, right? And your ad is right then and there, compared to having your ad like on a I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but like you know how like on a brick wall, right? That sounds so random, but like on a brick wall or something, they would have like I guess posters and stuff. You don't want to put yourself over there because you're taking away the focus of your brand and you're just putting it like in a random area. So turn that off, and then the website link, you always want to make sure to put your product page. So right now, I'm just gonna type in 24project.com. My website is down just because I haven't ran this brand in a long time, right? So, but when you do set up the website URL, make sure to actually copy and paste the link of the product page if you're doing like a single product, or you paste the link of the collection page if you're running a collection. So just go ahead and turn that off. And then we're gonna do setup creative. So we're just gonna do image ad, right? Just gonna go in and okay, so right here we have one of the creatives that I made, and then replace for vertical placements because that also matters a lot. And then click next. Okay, perfect. So now here, the main thing you're gonna actually type in is something that's super urgent, like urgency based, that drives them to, want to make a purchase. Or you could just go ahead and type in like your offer if you're running a sale or doing some kind of promotion, right? But since in my creative, I had only 30 pieces in stock, plus free shipping on all orders and 20% off when bundled, I'll pretty much just write this: limited time only. Save $20 off when bundled, plus um free shipping on all orders. So something simple like this, right? Could be something simple like that. And then the call to action, you want to make sure to always put shop now, right? Because you want to make it as clear as possible, right? Turn off all these enhancements. I don't recommend using them, right? We're just gonna go ahead and turn that all off, and then boom, you have your creative right then and there, and it'll actually show the people on Instagram when they do see your ads. You see, like on story placements, like it will show the creative. I don't know why it's tweaking right now, but yeah, just go ahead and just make sure to also rename your ads just so it's easy for you to remember. So I'll just type like poster one, and then pretty much just gonna do the same thing again, right? So just gonna go in and like we have another creative. That one was decent. Pretty much could use this creative, a flat lay, right? Because it shows the product nicely, and then you can just have this like right there. Okay, and then pretty much you're just gonna paste the same text again, right? Shop now, and then you're pretty much just gonna turn off all the enhancements as well, right? So just title this as flat lay set, right? So you're just gonna go on, copy and paste the copy and paste the primary text, paste it right here, and then I don't know why IG's tweaking, right? But it will actually show the creative when you do start running the ads. Oh, I haven't put the link, but yeah, you see, it'll show like that right then and there. So then pretty much you just do that for all the ads, right? Right now I'm gonna upload a video. So video ad media. This was one of my videos that did pretty well on Instagram, even though it's kind of quite long. It's UGC content, so shows them someone who is actually like unboxing the package, right? Even though I did it myself, it builds authority and lets them know that, oh, okay, let me see what he is unpackaging. Pause. But like, yeah, right then and there. So just paste that call to action as shop now, right? You already know how to turn off the enhancements by now, I hope. And then just paste in the link. So just go and type in unboxing video, right? So pretty much you know how to do everything for all of the other ads. I'm not gonna go through that just because it would be redundant, but pretty much you would just add all your creators and everything up there. Then you would just click publish. Make sure to like look through your campaign again before publishing. But like yeah, it's pretty much that simple, right? So you just let this run for like 3 to 7 days. Let it cook, let Meta, do its thing. Let it spend on the creatives that are actually, gonna do something and actually get you sales. Just give it time, and then when you actually see creatives that are, let's say, too expensive to convert, you want to just make sure to turn those off and just let Meta, focus on the best performing ads, or you can also leave it on, right? Usually for me, I would just cut it off and start adding more and more and more ads so that in a way, since you already have tested creatives and you see what's getting you purchases, you're just gonna go ahead and just create more variations of those creatives because you already know they're doing good, right? So that's that. And then I think I haven't really ran ads on this brand like that, but okay, when it comes to the metrics, this was another style campaign. So I had three assets testing. Okay, three assets pretty much meaning like three groups of ads, right? And then I have flat lays, on body photos, on body videos, and UGC, right? So it only spent $42, but we can see that right here, the CPC, pretty much the CPC is telling you how much does it cost to get a click on anything. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to your website or anything, but like they could just click on the post, they could click on a heart, they could click on the comment. That's pretty much what cost per click all is, right? Cost per click, cost per link click, right? This is how much it's costing you or costing them. Wait, no. This is how much it costs for someone to click on your ad, to go to your actual website, right? Click through rate, this tells you how engaging your ad is. You want to make sure that you have this at least above a 2.5. Cost per click, ideally, cost per link click, ideally should be at least under like $2, under $1.50, right? Click through rate, link, link click through rate, this pretty much is telling you like how engaging your, you know, how engaging your actual website is when they click on it. So this is link clicks, obviously pretty self-explanatory. Impressions just tells you how many ads, how many times your ads were shown on the screen. Reach tells you how many people saw your ad at least once, and then frequency is how many times have people seen your ad, right? So if we go directly into the ad sets, okay. So these have all spent very, very little. Well, we can see that the cost per click on some of these are very good, right? You also want to let each ad spend way more than just, $3.43, obviously, right? You want to at least make sure that it spends, like 2 times the price of your product, or at least a set minimum. Each ad should at least spend like $50, the bare minimum, right? So we can see that the cost per click on some of these are very good. This is pretty expensive, but yeah, this is pretty expensive for $1.11. I would have probably let it continue to run and see what would have happened, but most likely this would have probably gotten turned off. Cost per link click is pretty high. Some of these are also good. CTR shows you how engaging it is, which is really good numbers for what we're looking at, since they're all above 2.5. Link through rate says that obviously the engagement of where I'm sending the ad to is performing well, right? On body photos, you can see that, yeah, these haven't spent too much, but the cost per click and the CTR, like some of these CTRs are kind of crazy. And it's not even like the ad was anything insane. Like it's just me just, wearing the set and over 1,000 contrast stitches, and then I had bundle and save $25. So we can see that this was a carousel, pretty much like a slideshow. You can see the CTR and everything is all good on these. And then obviously we see that the CPC and everything on some of these are also good as well. Okay, the cost per click was a bit high, but that's because they only spent $7. You want to make sure that each ad has at least spent enough money before you decide to turn it off, right? So right now, probably what I would have done if I was looking at all of these ads, I would have taken the good ones that are probably performing. So like, let's say we select all of these, right? You want to make sure that at least when you want to make sure that before scaling, your ROAS is at least at a 3x or 4x minimum. So you could either just scale up directly in the campaign, which I do recommend just because you don't want to like really mess up anything too early in the beginning until you know which creatives are actually getting you sales, right? Or if you want to be a little bit like more aggressive, you can just create another campaign with this with these creatives. You can title it something like winners, right? Super advanced strategy, by the way, right? Okay, so duplicate new campaign, right? So I'll just name this I'll just name it like my sets, like the product set name, because that's what I was promoting, and then I'll just type in CBO or ABO scale, right? I don't always recommend horizontal scaling if you don't have the budget for it. This is a very expensive method, but it will get you faster results, right? Because pretty much what you're going and doing is you're duplicating the budget at two times your original spend, which will, get you more and more and more creatives. More and more sales, right? Just gonna go ahead and type in winners. Okay. So right now, it has made a campaign with all of the creatives that were winning, right? So want to do ad set budget, and you can go directly right here and put the budget to $100 a day if you were originally spending 50, right? So literally, it will show you that okay, the estimated daily results. It will say you can get 53 to 153 conversions. This is not always true. It depends on actually how well the ads are performing. So I wouldn't even bother looking at this, right? These are just estimates. But yeah, you would just go ahead and publish this again, and then you will let it run, right? And then you will see which creatives are performing the best out of these ones, and then you can go ahead and horizontal scale it again. And that's literally how dropshippers scale from multiple. That's how they scale from like, $500 days to like 6K, 8K, multiple like 10K days because they're always spending more and more and more and more budget on ads. But as a beginner, you're probably not gonna have the budget to spend that much, right? So I would just recommend going in here. Okay, these are all past campaigns, but I just recommend going into the campaign level, right? This was a different campaign, but I recommend that you would just increase these by like 10% every day if you want to do it gradually, or you can do it at 10% every 10 to 15% every 2 to 3 days, right? So yeah, that's what I would recommend doing. And then, but yeah, since we are doing everything in one, I guess, consolidated campaign, you just add more creatives in here, right? And then you can also scale in the same campaign just to make it easier. So once you know which ones are winning, you would turn off the ones that are obviously performing bad because you don't want it dragging your campaign down and you losing more money, right? So you turn those off, turn off the bad ones, and then if you want to scale up, you can just go in here and just increase it by percentages, right? So from 100, you can do like 105, 110, slowly increasing, right? So that's what I would just recommend doing just as the beginning strategy until you actually really know what you're doing with ads and you have the capital to spend more. So that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much my actual ad strategy. And if you guys actually want to work with me one on one and have me run your ads and also, help you learn how to become better at SMMA freelance brand scaling, whatever you want to call it, check the link in the YouTube description and you can book a one-on-one call with me and I'll actually show you how to do all of these and become better at SMMA yourself. So I will see you guys in the next one and I appreciate y'all for watching.